Om Tasmad Bhavantam Anabhadyam Anantaparam Sarvagamishwaram Akunto Bikuntadisnyam Nirvinnadhirahamu Abhijinabhi Tapto Narayanam Narashakam Sharanam Prapadde. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Afflicted by sins and dispirited, do I take my refuge in you, who are impeachable, infinite, and eternal, omniscient, the Lord of the universe, who dwell in the changeless sphere of space, who are the Supreme Being, Narayana, and the friend of the lowly. My salutations to you. Om, peace, peace, peace be unto us all. Today, our topic is discovering a spiritual path. We are in the spiritual journey, life's journey. We are all aspirants. And we want to reach the goal of spiritual life. But it's a very common problem for most of us to find the path. What is my path? Actually, we want to explore and ultimately reach a destination where there is eternal peace, joy and blessings, and absolute freedom from the shackles of births and deaths, disease and suffering. Ultimate goal. All aspirants of spiritual life wants this. And different religions talk about salvation differently, and different paths have been prescribed to follow. Even in each path, take any path. In Christianity you go. How many denominations, how many ways of differences, little bit here and there, they follow. Which is my path? Now you go to even our Jnana path. Jnana path is not one. Say Sankhyites are there, Vedantites are there, Ajatavad is there, creation before I see, that's why creation, or creation is there, that's why I see. If we go on like that, innumerable divisions are there, and we are sometimes disturbed or perturbed. I do not know sometimes what to go. That's why we go to our teacher and they give us direction. But for a general people who have not any spiritual teacher even, and even we are practicing spiritual discipline, we get into confusion. What is my path? Shall I follow the path of meditation? Shall I follow the path of jnana? Shall I follow the path of devotion? Shall I follow the path of selfless work? So these are much confusion. Shall I follow the meditation of Zen meditation? Shall I follow this pranayama, this process? So this really, so many alternatives are available. So that's a big confusion. And that's why we want to take shelter under great spiritual giants like avatars whom we call Christ, Buddhas, Krishnas, Ramakrishnas. Now today we'll follow Sri Krishna's advice mostly, because we are having Krishna Puja soon. Sri Krishna's birthday is coming soon, so we focus on his teachings. So the guidance what Sri Krishna gave to Uddhava, it is called the Uddhava Gita. As in Bhagavad Gita, we know it is given to Arjuna. That's called the Bhagavad Gita. The advice which is given to Uddhava, it is called Uddhava Gita. So there Krishna advises Uddhava in the 11th skanda of the Bhagavad. It has been noted that there is a emotional situation has arrived. Sri Krishna has finished all his duties in the world. Mahabharata, this world war is over. All the demons and demonic people are being destroyed. And peace and serenity came, but he wants to also leave this world, his work being finished. Uddhava was his ardent devotee. He used to follow him wherever he goes, like a shadow. And when he heard that Sri Krishna at the age of 125 years, he lived long, and when he wanted to depart, then he was really upset. And he said that, how can I survive without you? I lived my every moment with you. I thought of you, I meditated upon you, and I have no other concern in the world excepting you. Now if you go, so I will also go then. Take me also with you. I will live with you. That's the idea of the devotee. They want to be with Salukya, Sajujya, Sarupya, Samipya. These are different types of association with the Lord. I want always Samipya, closeness. I want to be always close like this. Even if I die, no, I don't want to be separated from you. And there is nobody for me excepting you, Lord. Oh Lord, you are my only resort. So he put that question that where shall I go now? I have no other place to go. So I cannot survive a moment without your presence in my life. Then Sri Krishna said, no, you should have to stay here. You have some work to do. But you live in the world in a way, it's meaningful way of living, that you will live here. How? Na tvang tu sarvang parityajya. Bhagavan said, you, sarvam parityajya, renounce everything. Whom to renounce? Sneham sajana bandhusu, your affection, which you carry. Normal people carry, you may not carry. We carry our affection for our sajan, means our own people, bandhu, our friends. We carry our attachment to many things of the world, me and mine. So you cast up all those associations. You belong to a high royal family, and you have your connection. Is my relative, my friend, or my keens. So throw away all this connection, and then you do one thing. Mai avishya manas samyak. You keep your mind, avishya means absorbed, totally absorbed in me. Very great duty, responsibility is great. So it is said that you put your mind as you are thinking of me now, when I am with you. You look at me, you serve me, you are always with me at my service. No, that should not be now. Now you keep your mind totally absorbed in me, in Krishna, the Lord, Abhisya, being totally absorbed, sammak, rightly. Then what you do? Samadrik vicharasagam. Can move around the whole world like a free bird. No bondage, no shackles of attachment or anything. So, this is a grand advice given to Uddhava, and Uddhava followed that. What he said in 3 points. One says, you live in the world, first of all. Running away from world is not the question. Enjoy life. Sri Ramakrishna said, a sangsar, majar kuti. This world is a place of mart, of joy. Everywhere is joy. Live in that life. But how to live? Sarvan sajana bandhusu sneham parityajya. Sneha means the love, the affection, the attachment, what you have or other people have for our own people and our friends who are very close to us. Because it's anitya. But it's unreal. That relationship is unreal. Therefore, with this foundation of knowledge, that all your association, if you forget this connection, then it is a bondage. So give up that attachment, first point, and mercilessly. And sarvan, not an iota. What Holy Mother said, that if there is a little attachment, even a thread does not pass through the needle, eye of the needle, if there is a fiber. So he's saying, sarvam, these words are very simple, but to implement them in life is very difficult. Focusing on Uddhava, all the instruction is coming to us. We have to try to find out what is our path. So this fundamental question is that can you understand that all relationship is momentary, all relationship is only time bound, and it has its end at one point. Therefore, what is eternal? Moi, second point, moi mana avishya, sammak, totally from all aspects your focus your love, your affection should come to me and me alone. And then you are detached. Then you roam around wherever. There is no question of your bondage. There is no question of your suffering. There is no question of bereavement. Whom you are losing, you are seeing me everywhere, in every place, because your mind is absorbed in me. So this is actually Samadrik means, Sama means Brahman. Sama may be explained as equal vision, vision of equanimity. Equanimity means here one Krishna, and that Krishna is the Satchidananda Krishna. Seeing that, you move around. This is called Sajana, Bandhu. They are all momentary, they are all temporary. This, to know, you need knowledge. Analyze this thing first. And with that knowledge, your ego cannot go. Your identification cannot go. You can understand. We can understand this is bad. That does not come. That's why Vairagya, renunciation, he's talking about renunciation. Sarvan Parityajya. Then Gyan and Vairagya, the knowledge and renunciation, when coupled together, then comes real discrimination. Real discrimination. And that discrimination gives up what is temporary and moves to what is permanent. So then comes the equanimity in vision, because there is nothing but that consciousness, that's Krishna, if you call it. So now you find, for an advanced person like Uddhava, he could have understand, though he is giving one advice, no, don't die, don't come with me, you have some work, you live in the world, preach like that, keeping your mind focused. But in one advice he has given the 4 yogas. He's saying that you have attained to that point of understanding that everything is unreal. That's why you have done enough karma. It's called kaminam. We'll come to that. In the next 15th chapter, we'll find that real teaching is coming, how the student should find out his own path. If one is not finished with sakama karma with desire, I want this, I will get a good name. I do this because people will praise me. I do this, I will get money, I will get fame. This is sakama. What to do? One must have to do. If the mind is not ready, one have to start there itself. That's a sakama karma. And sakama karma, after doing, even getting huge name, fame, power, position, and then something will come, bereavement and sickness, disease will come, and then suddenly, I have so much, but what next? Then they will go into their niskama. And the niskama will lead this detachment for the world. Then will come the vichara, this analysis, that this is all momentary, unreal. And then move towards what is real. That will lead to jnana, viveka, vairagya, and this bhakti. The bhakti will come, your love for God will come. And love for God, when it intensifies, what happens? You need not have to meditate. We start meditating. We try to meditate. Today's reading will find that Sri Krishna does not talk about meditation much, but he has spoken in different areas, but not in this particular place. There he said that you need not have to do for meditation. Meditation will follow you, because you love me so in such an intensity. When your mind gets absorbed in me, naturally that absorption is the end result of meditation. But that's why here says that here, what will be our path then? Jnana, bhakti, karma, yoga, as we talked. But we have to know particularly where I stand. Uddhava got what he needed for him, yet still he questioned some pertinent question to Krishna, to know what is our path, what we shall do. Because he is an advanced person, his karma, sakama karma is done, his niskama karma is also done. He forgot God is my only center of attraction. So he gave up everything and loved Krishna in this entirety. So he's the advanced soul. But what about us, who is fitted to what path. Though we look alike, but we have different sanskaras or tendencies, which prompts us to like one idea over the other. That's why one tends towards meditation path, one tends towards jnana path, one tends towards the karma path. But main thing is that these are paths. It may suit to someone's temperament. It will be easy for that person if he has a tendency of karma. If that karma is utilized in the proper manner, he can get a total release from karma. As we see sometimes our great Swamis of our order even, some of the Swamis were totally engrossed in ceaseless work. They thought that, one Swami told me, we are two friends, so one day I find him coming. He's in a big institution, engaged in a big responsible work. And work. And when I see him, I say, hey, how is your meditation and prayer going on? He said, what meditation? What prayer? I am doing for Swamiji. I will be free by that. I don't care for your meditation, your japa. I will, no, it is not good. Well, you don't believe it. I believe it. I believe that I do this work and nothing for me, I am doing for God. Every breath is for God. So, that's all. So that path is very suitable for him. He has taken that path, and if he really can follow the exact philosophy of niskama karma, or putting the idea of karma as practical application of Vedantic principle in life, he will get it. And now if we say, no, karma is not for you, come, you will have to do and sit for study of scripture day and night, he will run mad. On contrarily, if one is very much inclined into deep study and things, with that support, if he gets more support on that side, his success may have come quickly. And we'll understand that it is not separate path, as I said just now. That it appears that karma path is separate, jnana path is separate, meditation path is separate, bhakti path is separate. But this appears. But if intense, sincere practitioner comes, they all blend into one. The four yogas come automatically. This is a great theory, and its practice has been done in this Ramakrishna order from the beginning of this. The four yogas, the harmony of the four yogas. In every practice it is embedded into it. Someone's tendency may be on the one side it is leaning on one side more rather than the other side. Best is the balance of four, but Uddhava reached that state. That's why he could walk around the world with that bliss. So, that karma can give them, but karma cannot give. Mind it. Karma cannot give it. But what attitude the karma is done, that is giving them liberation. And he thinks, yes, from morning till now, what did I do? Did I think anything for myself? If you feel that you have done nothing but for yourself, then you are in the right track. You are becoming a free soul, because there is no me and mine. Mama, aham, mama. These are the two things. But if in karma one can say Lokesharananda Swami, we didn't find him such a great Swami. We don't find Purnananda Swami, who was founder of the Rahora orphanage and others. What a Lokesharananda Swami, what a big founder of Narendrapur and others. We didn't find him that he is sitting long hours for meditation. Does not mean that he didn't do meditation. That's not my point. We find him 24 hours engaged, day and night, only for serving the Sangha. This Sangha means not the concrete wall, but the people who come in the Sangha, the students who are illiterate or uneducated, those who are in difficulties, to raise them as God. Whatever attitude he has carried, he proved that that is a valid path. So now, who is fitted to which path? That is our question. Some are interested in selfless work, some inclines for the path of renunciation, some for the path of devotion. So the ultimate goal may be same, the total absorption of I and me in God. What is ultimate goal? To a total absorption of I and me in God. Or we say in Brahman, in Saguna or Nirguna. Saguna, if one can get merged into Saguna, Nirguna is not far away. If one's mind is not nowhere excepting in God, in Ramakrishna, totally goes there, and in Ramakrishna there is nothing but Satchidananda. So automatically it will go. So this ultimate goal may be the same, the total absorption of I and me in God, or you call it Brahman, but the paths may be different from this perspective. Now Sri Krishna says in Uddhava Gita, and he says that in the 15th chapter, he says to Uddhava, O Uddhava, yogastrayo maya prakta. I have talked about you, about the yogas, 3 types of yogas, I have told you. Nirang seo vidhitsaya, which will bring good to that every person in the world. Jnanam, karma, cha madbhaktischa. Jnana, path of jnana, karma, and devotion, bhakti. No upayo annosti kutrachit. There is no other way other than that. So many divisions of spiritual traditions, so many ways of practices, starting from pranayama, these that in Hindu practice, and in every religion, so many ways of thinking about God can be classified in the 3, jnana, karma, and yoga. He is not mentioning here, as I said, dhyana. So this has been spoken to Uddhava before. And he says there is no other means and ways to reach that goal. Now, who is fit for what? This is the instruction here. Nirvinnanam jnana yoga nashinam iha karmasu teshu anirvinna chittanam karma yogeshu kaminam. He says that nirvinnanam means those who are dejected. Nirvinna, dejected to what? Dejected means angry or frustrated? Yes, they are frustrated with working for self-interest. So they are frustrated even going to heaven. Sakama karma. So Sridhar Swami, he has given some commentary on that. Karma su nirvinnanam. Karma su, in karma, those who are detached. Nirvinna, that means they have no interest in doing any karma. They don't do karma, they serve God. Angle changes. What is karma for us? I am tired of doing this karma, because you are doing karma. Karma is the scientific explanation is what? Karma is force applied and the distance moved. So if we put this pew from here to there by putting force, that is the work, how much work I have done. But here is work, because there is friction. So our karma is always friction. Anger, frustration, ego. After doing so much work, exhaustion. But those who think that it is detached from that, I am not doing for anyone. I am not doing for anything. So that type of people, nirvinna, those who have detached or given up. Kibhabe? How? Dukkha buddhya. Karmasu, because ultimately whatever karma you do, it brings immediate some pleasure maybe, but it will bring some reaction. So karmasu nirvinnanam, those who are nirvinna, detached, how they have detached? Not superficial telling that it is all suffering. No. Dukkha buddhya. It is a dukkha, it brings ultimate, because you go to heaven. You are delayed. Why do you go to heaven? You spend more time, 10 lifetimes goes and if one goes to heaven. And there are so much singing, dancing going on, even a spirituality will be forgotten. So heaven is not good for a spiritual seeker. Those who want to enjoy little bit of worldliness, that is good place for them. So, dukkha buddhya tat phaleshu. You do the karma and its follow, result. Result takes you to some praise. That one should be virakta. Virakta means disgusted, detached. It does not fit me. I don't care for that. It does not suit me. That type of ataeva, therefore, sadhanabhuta karma sannyasinang jnana yoga. That type of person is fit for becoming a sannyasi and follow the path of jnana yoga. See, high standard. What he said in this Sri Krishna, nirvinnanang jnana yoga. Nirvinnanang means those who are nirbinna, detached from karma, sakama karma. And that sakama karma, how they have detached? Any types of sakama karma we do, that will bring its result. When it brings its result, it brings suffering. And when result comes, it stays for a short period of time. And experiencing again and again and again, they get totally detached or rejected, or they renounce that type of karma. If that background is there with someone, spontaneously his or her mind says, no sakama karma. I am not interested into anything. And total detachment comes, that person is fit for jnana yoga siddhida. They are fit for jnana yoga, and jnana yoga siddhi, success, they will get if that mindset is ready with one. But how many people will really, if we judge ourselves, that all this karma, minus my ego, minus my expectation, minus my achievement, success, praise, what I expect, and if someone praises or blames, how I react, if all these are overcome, that person's mind is fit for jnana yoga. Next point he says, Teshu anirbinna chittanam. Now suppose those who have not developed that type of detachment or renunciation for this karma, anirbinna chittanam, that means those who have no dukkha buddhi sunnanam, that there is no dukkha buddhi, they are doing work, they are getting the blows, but this is okay. That means they are not matured in that renunciation. Ataha kaminam. Therefore they desire, I will accomplish this, I will reach this, I will do this, I will do that. Tat phaleshu aviraktanam. They are not virakta, means frustrated or not dejected. They are not dejected with the results of karma and its result which it brings. That type of person, anirbinna chittanam karma yoga yogishu, that is, they are fitted with karma yoga. They can start practicing karma yoga. They cannot give up the karma, because karma always runs after them. They cannot. Some people say, I cannot sit quietly. I'll have to do something. If that type of mentality is there, at the same time, I cannot detach from the result of the karma, what is it bringing in my life. I am not fully focused in God, but I still have to do. How I shall progress for that? Karminam, karma yoginam. So that type of person, if they pursue the path of karma, even they first will do sakama karma, and the sakama karma will lead them into the niskama karma. So this is suited for this type of people who are following the path of karma yoga, who kaminam, they have a desire. Desire for the whole Gita, no? Whole Gita says, you do karma, but get detached. That's the ideal. But karma, we cannot live for a moment. It's not, these scriptures suggest, no? How long to do karma? It says, kurvanneveha karmani jijibhishet satagam samaha. Ishopanishad says that you cannot give up your karma. You will have to do karma. Karmani jijibhishet satagam samaha. Even if you think that you are going to live for 100 years, don't stop your actions because you have no other way, because you are attached to the karma. Even if you engage that karma in those Upanishadic age, they call the homo fire. That was their karma, jagna. So, do your all duty. Now we can say, do our all duties. And it should be done if you live till you die. As much as you live, do your karma, do your duties. And if you do that, na annatha asti. You will not lose anything. Because that will make you detached from karma. So do work with detached outlook if you live even 100 of years. And if you don't, but mind it, don't do bad karma. In the Shankara, their comments, that even if you live 100 years and do karma, any karma is not that. Don't do bad karma. If you don't do bad karma, then you will attain freedom, because that will purify the heart gradually and liberate you one time. Here Uddhava, Sri Krishna says in the next verse, Tavat karmani kurvito na nirvidyeta javata mat katha sravanaduva swaddha javad na jayate. You do go on doing karma. How long you will do? Tavat karmani kurvito. You do work till then, that stretch of time. No nirbiddeto yada javata. When until one has got disgusted with it. I did so much. People sometimes repent, no? Look back at their life and say, oh my God, I did this, I did that, I did that. And when they reach their old age and look back, then say, what did I do? I did so many things, but what did I do ultimately? So then comes little frustration. Then they say, no, if I am born again, I'll not do that type. So that sanskara degenerates in one. So that's why here Sri Krishna says that one should perform work, means obligatory work, what is duty in our life. Everyone has a duty. You are a monk, you are a householder, you have your duty. Obligatory duty. You cannot just say, ignore and be selfish. So if you can do that, perform the work, until one has got disgusted, meaning the renunciation is coming, detachment is coming, because it does not give me any peace, whatever result I gain out of it. So, nirviddeto, till that mood of the mind comes, which will lead you matkatha subhanadu, until one has developed a veneration or respect for listening to the tales about me, Leela, and that kind of thing. That means unless we grow love for God, unless our mind inclines towards listening to the holy life and message of God incarnated or holy people's message, then, till then, that means until that bhakti, love comes for God, for higher things, karma must have to be done. Beautiful advice, whose tendency is what? We know, how much we talk about, you give me some work, I can spend hours, but if you give me to meditate, I will sleep. Everyone thinks that I meditate, but meditating means either sleeping or fighting. You fight with your mind or you sleep. These are the obstacles, major obstacles. No? And Patanjali says the obstacles of spiritual life meditation is that. So, but you get engaged. So long you are doing, do work, do. And utilize every moment with positive work, obligatory work, which will be beneficial for others, which will bring good. That's why in our tradition we say, Sangha Seva, the service to the Sangha. Sangha is what? Ramakrishna. Ramakrishna's body is called this, and this building, house, etc., these are called Sri Ramakrishna's physical body. You serve anything here with that attitude, because it is Lord's house, it is Lord's place, and I am doing anything, sweeping, taking out one flower, leaf, with proper attitude. I am serving him, serving him, serving him. This attitude. I am not doing work. It is not my intention to do gain. People will say, hey, he is a good worker. We don't want to be a good worker. There are many good workers in the world. How much efficient we are. But the attitude, that attitude here, Sri Krishna says, as long you see, you judge your mind, you are fit for which yoga, you judge. That your mind, tavat karmani kurbito, you will have to do, continue with your obligatory duty, with humility, with egolessness, with me and mine attitude, develop. How long? Javat na nirbideta. Unless you get disgusted with that type of, even in niskama karma. Ramakrishna said, no? Ramakrishna said, if someone has the money to give, they should give. And also, he said that Shambhu, he met Shambhu Charan, and he was talking about hospital, dispensary. So Ramakrishna said, if God comes, will you tell him that give me some hospital and dispensary, let me do those things? Dispensary, hospital is good karma. But a mood will come, mind will be so purified, it will turn towards God. Those activities also will drop. You are not to make effort. It will drop off from you. That is the idea. But one should continue. That's why the instruction is, you continue your selfless work. Until and unless your mind automatically getting disgusted or detached from anything but God and God and God. Ramakrishna's example. That if a mother conceives a baby, the mother-in-law still keeps her engaged in work. Do this, do that, do that, do that. As the baby grows in the womb and comes closer to the baby's birth, the same mother-in-law reduces the work of the daughter-in-law and reduces. When the baby comes, only baby, and all work is gone. This is a very significant example given by Sri Ramakrishna. Work, 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 work. If you don't work, they will goad you to work. Even if you do not work, your sanskara, in the Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna said, if you don't fight, righteous fight, which you are born with the tendency, your karma samskara, if you don't do, you will do wrong fight, in wrong place. So, do work like that. And let their love for God grows inside like a baby. And becomes more and more and more tangible and tangible. And when baby comes, then you and God, no one will, Ramakrishna, no one asked Ramakrishna, hey, come, we'll have to give some food drive, we are engaged in food drive to give some homeless feeding. No one will ask you. By their wish, so many things will be done. But karma is so much important. So who is fit for karma? We are all fit for karma. And niskama karma. That's why Swami Vivekananda started with the attitude, the seva idea, the idea of seva, service idea. Not karma, not work. So the verse says that one should perform work until one has got disgusted with it, or until one has developed veneration for listening to the tales about God and that kind of thing. So, therefore he says, continues, that, O Uddhava, a man discharging his own duties and performing sacrifices without any desire for result goes neither to heaven nor to hell unless he practices evil. Here is also one important teaching which matches with our Ramakrishna's teaching. Sometimes it appears that Ramakrishna mission emphasizes on work, work, work. Has it any support? Yes, Krishna is saying the same thing. Uddhava, a man when discharging his own duties, only I am serving Thakur, only I am doing God's work, in home or in the center, performing sacrifices without any desire. I am only to do, I am doing. And then they don't go neither because they don't want to go to heaven. Heaven is not an attraction for them. They know it is a temporary thing. And that's not my goal. My goal is to love God. And through that mind becomes purified. So therefore, for his karma, he does not go to heaven. Neither he goes to any bad karma. They don't do bad karma. But even if it is karma has two sides. Whenever you do any work, work has its good side, bad side. There is no work perfect. Good. Perfect good cannot come in any work. So therefore, he does not go to heaven or neither hell unless he practices evil karma. So this is the idea. Now the third idea is that, so first idea is the sannyasa idea. Who are fit for this type of mentality? Those who have given up all activities. Activities are dropped off. As I gave the example, the mother-in-law reduces the work, God of the universe reduces his work, and he becomes totally absorbed only in God and God and God. No. So that is sannyasi, jnana yogi. That path is there. That is perfect for them. And those who have desire, like us, so we should start this karma. And this karma yoga to karma yoga, and that done in such a way intensity that it gradually purifying the mind more and more and more, a love for God will generate in us. Third point is given, Jadrichaya matkathadu jata saddhastu ja puman na nirvinno nati shakta bhakti yoga asya siddhidaha. Bhakti yoga practice will be of much benefit to one. Who is that person? Jadrichaya, kenapi bhagodayana, by good fortune, good luck, one doing selfless activity for a long time, keeping the attitude of loving God, or I am doing for God, he feels this attraction for non-nirbinno. He is not totally detached like a sannyasi. At first, the first person who is a jnana yogi student is not developed that far. No nirbinno, he is not fully, he cannot say I am detached with the world. He has still attachment for the world. And no oti shakto, but I am not so much attached, I am not so much detached. It's a middle path. And bhakti, but he has generated by this karma, has generated little love for God. Little love for God is there, as most of the people, little love for God is there. I'm not so attached, but I'm attached also. I say I'm not attached, but something comes, then I get upset and see how much I am attached. We don't recognize that we are attached. We don't know that, yes, I was attached. But not too much attached, not too much detached, but they have grown a little tendency of love for God. If that is the mental attitude or the mindset, mind has developed in that way, then Sri Krishna says, Bhakti yoga asya siddhida. If that type of person practice Bhakti yoga, that will bring success quickly. So you see, here is a demarcation is given here by Krishna, definite 3 points. If such person, let us start from karma again, that is person who has attachment to the world, hankering for name and fame, power, position. I'll go to heaven, I'll be Indra, Chandra, Varun. Even those are desires. They are not free souls. That type of people, so they should do karma yoga. This is good. Karma to karma yoga. Not doing any bad karma, but doing everything what is my duty or me given to me, and with detached outlook, start practicing, grow on. Then will come the second stage, that I am totally not detached for this world and worldliness. I am not attached also that much. Little attachment is still is a unseen thread. It is keeping, tying me all the time in the worldliness. Huh? There is a point that apparently we think that we have detached. And let's, for example, suppose I am here, if tomorrow our authority says, oh, Swami Sarvadevananda, you come, we will have to go there, to the other center. Then what will happen? I think I am totally detached. But when this word will come from the authority, then as myself, no, I'm here, okay. Some secret thread will be there in the mind. If that much is there, then practice bhakti. Then say, oh God, please take away this limitation of me. So bhakti yoga is practicing good for them. And when that bhakti generates and love for God comes and detachment matures, then that path will be good for Jnana Yoga practitioner. Here is a point I want to make it. Because many of young, old people nowadays are putting this question to me again and again. Drashta, Drishya, Darshan, Jagrat, Sapna, Susupti. All these questions, you are getting that question, phone number over phone. Recently, yesterday, someone called and she is practicing Vedanta, high Vedanta. Okay, good. But that is, we ought to listen to that. Swamiji preached Vedanta in this country. Not that we are unfit. But the question is that, have you created your mindset by that time? Are you ready, that type of teaching, to absorb? That's why these important points are there. We should equip ourselves. With Vedanta is perfectly okay. That is the ultimate truth. As I said, all scriptures, all spiritual teachers are telling us to reach a point where there is no death, there is no birth, there is no limitation, there is no rogo, no sokam, there is no bereavement, there is no disease, there is nothing. That is state of perfection beyond mind. But where I stand, just today if I see the world is Maya, it is not there, can I absorb it? Intellectually I may say, yes, it seems so, but in my day-to-day life I will be a failure. Therefore, I think that today is Krishna's instruction to us makes a difference in our thinking. That if we think where I stand particularly, I may talk things, I may intellectually understand also, but if this attachment is there, let me work hard on that attachment side. How it can be detached by niskama karma. How relentlessly day and night we should work for my spiritual growth, not for your good. You are telling me to do this work, I am bound to do that. Not a slave, but it is a subjective acceptance of the philosophy and leading that life. So how we can mature, how can we mature in this state of sakama to niskama to knowledge, niskama to that little love growing, bhakti yoga, and bhakti yoga leading to ultimately total detachment, and that person will be saying, aham brahmasmi, boom, they will get it, the result. But it is also to understand, not three people here. It is not the Jnana Yogi is one separate person. In us, all of us, we have a Jnana Yogi, we have a Bhakti Yogi, we have a Karma Yogi. Of course, Dhyana Yogi. Dhyana Yogi is because if you love God, your mind is pulled towards God, means you are attaching to God, means you are meditating. So, these are there, but we have to understand what is my more intense propensities. If I am totally detached, then you can practice more of Vedanta. If you can feel that really you are always constantly keep the mind in that lofty level, so all karmas you have gone, maybe in a previous life you have gone through those karmas. Not in this life. This life is not all according to Hindu faith. So someone may have done it in previous life. So that path will be good for it. That quick success will come. So to understand our life's choice, so we'll have to follow this idea. Now, Sri Krishna emphasizes this point that Muye Avesya Manashammak, in this just we read, that this focused absorption in God, that is most important. So even meditation is the focused absorption. And when you are working, keeping a, Ramakrishna said, keeping one hand at the feet of the Lord, another hand in the work. Keep work on one hand, hold the feet of the Lord in another hand. So balancing that, if we move on, and each one are in, each one is to each one of us have to decide in what state of mind we are, and we can take advantage of these instructions of Sri Krishna, that do karma or do more bhakti practice or for jnana practice. But ultimately, all these practices are leading to the same conclusion. Jai Ma. Thank you.
Announced question.
Oh, announced question. Asa. You can finish this now.
Some music.
Music and yes. Now will be music and then we'll have questions.
when you recognize you have a strong desire for sensual pleasure, but you want to overcome it, how can you do that?
It's a eternal struggle for everyone. This mind goes to the sensate objects and sense pleasures. I do not know. It depends on the intensity. How much is the intensity? If it cannot be controlled in any way, then you will have to go for some type of that life. But spiritual student, as a spiritual student, one should fight with the mind's condition when that wave of thought is coming, how to avoid that wave. It is like we are taking a deep into the ocean and a huge wave is coming. So how to do that? I just pass that wave anyway, jump over it. Or you bow down your head, let it go above. So we can do that, just get engaged into some, even gardening, just run into the garden. Take a spade and start watering and doing all these things. Or sing some song, run sometime, like that. This is the way gradually the mind, that wave will go away. And also, analytically, we can see what it gives us, how much joy it gives us, and how much is the consequences, and what is the achievement, and what spiritual gain, or it is an obstacle to spiritual life. So it is, if the mind understands that we can redirect it in a higher level by meditation, by prayer, we pray to God, we do selfless karma, serve others to keep the mind engaged. That's why in our Ramakrishna order also, we see that when someone joined, like during our period also, I don't know, here also all the Swamis when they joined, they had to work so hard. They rarely have any time for themselves. That's because that's a good thing. Someone is doing garden, someone is doing cooking, someone is doing this work, that work. So your mind has no time to think of anything else. So to keep in some, as we read just now, keep the mind in some noble thoughts, noble actions, and noble ideas, and to talk to friends who are similar-minded, to spiritual discussion, singing some songs, doing something so that this wave actually leaves me. And then you find that you are perfectly okay. It just came like a storm at one split second and done. Split second is you can manage to get out, then it's gone. And prayer, meditation, prayer. And when this thought comes, don't meditate. That time it is dangerous because your mind will be more engrossed into the thoughts of those wavy thoughts. Rather, that time, forget everything, do something physical or some job where you can share your thoughts with others and read some books, or depending on the intensity of that thought. I think that, and prayer is one of the things we can do.
Question from Anders in Utah. In meditation, what should a spiritual aspirant visualize in the mind when trying to become absorbed in God?
Mm-hmm. When absorbed in God, the very question whether God is, what is the way that individual person thinks about God? God, the absolute God, which is called beyond mind, Vedanta teaches, or God who is the creator God, or God, personified God, Christ, Buddhas, Ramas, Krishnas. So, if depending on the concept of God of the individual, we have to think that that reality is in our heart, in a form or formless aspect. Formless aspect, they can think of light. Our mantras are there. Gayatri mantra, Bhur Bhuva Swa Tat Savitur Varenyam. That verse says that light which pervades this earth and this space and the heaven, let that light, all pervading light, I meditate upon that. So to think that we are in the ocean of light, as it were, and thinking of the light and light and light in the heart. So that may be the object of focus, or focus can be made on the direct divine form, or sometimes divine form is not coming, then we can think of the divine sport of the Lord, like Christ, his wanderings, his teachings, how he is moving with the disciples, and it's like Krishna's boyhood days, his charming play, all these things, we can keep our mind engaged in this, called the Leela, divine sport. So we can meditate on the divine sport, we can meditate on the form, we can meditate on the formless, depending upon one's own inclination. And if we do it every day, and then the mind will be concentrated, then the joy will be perceived gradually.
Question from Kamal. Are spiritual siddhis or psychic powers, as depicted in ancient yogic texts like Patanjali Yoga Sutras, real?
Yes, these are real. If it is practiced, it is a science. Swami Vivekananda said. This Raja Yoga, Swami Vivekananda, he wrote himself in his own way, he explained it. It is a very favorite book of him, because it is the most scientific way of testing. You can test it. It says that you are established in truth. Then what is that follow? I forgot the result of it. You do this and you get it. But ultimately, for us as a spiritual seekers, we need not have to spend our time for getting these powers which are temporary. Because after this power you gain, whatever you gain, a day will come you have to lose. You get $1 million, a day will come when $1 million will also go. Or we will have to leave this $1 million and go away. So detachment is necessary. We will have to do that. So why shall I spend my valuable time in getting this occult power? I tell you one story with this Ramakrishna story. So one brother became a monk, and so after 12 years, that is the rule, that a monk who has become monk comes back to pay homage to parents and the ground where he was born. So he came back, and his father came to know. So there is a river to cross. So the father received the brother, and they are going back home. But on the bank of the river, they find that there is no boat. So he is waiting. And then brother said, okay, we'll have to wait. What can I do? The boat, let it come, then we'll cross that. Then the brother, who was 12 years for meditation and spiritual practice, so he just, I don't need the boat. Okay, he walked over the river and reached the other shore. Then, after some time, then brother, a boatman came and he took him to the other shore. Then he said, Baba, what did you achieve in these 12 years? The younger brother said, don't you see what did I achieve? Are, you achieved this, what I can get in 1 penny. 1 penny I paid to the boatman, and he took me to the other branch, and you can walk over the water. Is this the only gain 12 years? So we should not spend our time in these things, because we can utilize the time in much deeper way and can find deeper joy and freedom inside.
Question from Arik. How do you know God is real? Or what makes you believe in God?
Yes, very true. How do you believe that the stars in the sky are much bigger than this tiny sun? It is a grain of sand. There are stars. You cannot believe how big is it. Do you believe that? Yes, we believe. Do you believe that there is electron, proton? Do you believe that there is subatomic particle? No, I don't see. I don't believe. No, that you cannot say. We believe. We live in a scientific world. We'll have to say, yes, I believe. How do you believe? Have you seen yourself? No, I didn't see. The who have seen. There are some people who have seen that. They are called the scientists. So in spiritual life also, there are spiritual scientists. Ramakrishna, Vivekananda, Brahmananda, Christ, Buddhas, so many great scientists. They can just give you that understanding as like a good teacher can make me understand the highest philosophy of a scientific truth in a simple way because he is the master of that. So Ramakrishna like people can touch you and give you that God realization. He gave it to Vivekananda. Vivekananda gave it to so many people in this country. So we have to believe in that way because they are spiritual scientists. And there is a scientific procedure to experience that, and that we have talked about, Jnana, Karma, Yoga, Bhakti, etc.
Question from Guha. What if we try a spiritual path and are not contented with it? Is it okay to switch paths, or should we persevere in the same path even if it seems unsuitable anymore?
Yes. So if it is, in our tradition we believe that if your guru gives you some direction, don't change it. Just unedited version, whatever you have heard, just practice. And Ramakrishna also gave the idea. Also in our tradition we believe that if you want to get water, underground water, you can dig a well. So you can dig a well here and get a rock. You see that it is not working, it is rock. Then you go another 10 feet and then try to dig another place. Here the rock was maybe within 10 feet. There you find that it is on the 15 feet. Another rock will come. And then you will give up that, okay, this is also bad, let me go to the another. Therefore, suggestion is that hold on, whatever you got from your guru, and dig. It is truth. Every path is correct. As Ramakrishna said, only if we are sincere. We have to be sincere and go on. Never unstoppable journey. And with faith and trust, if we go on, it will happen. Every path leads to the ultimate goal. That is the verification by Sri Ramakrishna in this life. But I cannot tell by this question. If I have a personal talk, then I can understand more and can say something more. But this is a generalized idea that follow whatever instruction you got, follow it sincerely and pray to God, He will open. God listens to us every way. Ramakrishna said, a child cannot call God, dad, oh my father. They may say, ba, ah. Does not the father respond to that? So this is very simplistic response, no? But very important. So we should hold on to the practice, what gurus have given us for our good. And in testing new path, there is no new path. As I said, today's discussion, you practice one, others will come. You practice niskama karma, sakama karma, even I desire something and do, it will lead you to niskama karma. Niskama karma you do, niskama karma will purify the heart, it will say, let me love God and do this work. And that you go on, more and more bhakti will generate and bhakti will lead you to jnana. So, not actually so separate as we think about. Okay? Thank you.
Question from Rishi. Is there any danger or conflict in going to many spiritual paths for jnana and learning? I regard very highly the searching I have done with help from this mission and also others.
Yes, you can go on searching, but you can have some intellectual satisfaction. That is necessary. Even scriptures, we emphasize on scriptural reading. But scriptural reading is to understand what is the essential teaching of the scripture. All scriptures are talking about the same thing. Ramakrishna said, it is sand and sugar. Sand and sugar, they mix together. So, even the scriptures is a mixture of sand and sugar. You have to take out what is the essential from the non-essential. So that's why we need some teacher to explain that particular subject. But if we really understand every scripture, we will find the same truth. You read Dhammapad, you read the Vedanta book, ultimate truth. If Bhakti school of thought or in a Sanko school of thought, whatever you think, if you really sincerely go, you will reach the same goal ultimately. Journey may be more. But that's why reading books are good for intellectual clarity if it brings clarity. But in most cases, it brings more confusion. So there we should be careful. For intellectual clarity, we should read books to understand deeply and practice. Practice is more important.
Sogata asks, what kind of witness Brahman is if he does not react from what he observes? What is the reason of this kind of observance?
Yes, you should respond, Sugata, because you observe everything from morning till now. What you are seeing, who is seeing in you? Somebody is seeing all the activities from morning till now. Who is seeing your dream? Who is seeing your sleep? So that seer, we see, you are experiencing, not no philosophy is necessary. And you see that seer in you is detached from everything. He is only seeing, like a mirror. You stand before the mirror, your image will be reflected. Another John comes, John's image will be reflected. Mary comes, Mary's reflection will be reflected. But it is neither John, neither Mary, it is the witness screen only, witness mirror only. So mirror, why he is not, if it is attached, he is no more witness. In the courthouse also, when you go to witness, witness does not get involved either this party or to that party. Witness only says whatever has happened. So witness is here, why he will get involved? Then he is not witness. Okay.
Last question from Kedar. Ashtavakra teachings say you are at this very moment pure consciousness. How practically to live this concept that I am not body and I am not even mind?
That is why we need sadhana, spiritual practice. Every day it lacks life, 1 life, 2 lives, time, depending on the intensity. I am not the body, analyze. Every second, is it the body, same body in the morning, till body now? It has changed so much. All the cells are changed. Who are you? You are the mind of a 5-year-old boy. And now I am 60 years old, 70 years old. Is not the same mind. So analyze. What is permanent here? What is unchanging here? So that is to be, first to understand that intellectually and to settle in that thought, one should be totally dedicated for that. So it will take time, though it is not palpable, understandable at this very moment now, but it is, people have practiced that way, and the scriptures are the testimony of that. Ashtavakra also itself. Ashtavakra is here only to prove that it is possible if we follow the path of analysis. We must have to, as you know, this Vedanta scripture says, it says that Kalang naid Vedanta chintaya. Ashupte, amrite, Kalang naid Vedanta chintaya. You want to achieve, they accomplish this result, their time, kalam, naet, to be spent, Vedanta chintaya, this Vedantic thought that I am not the body, because the body is changing, it is perishable, it has its birth, it has its death, but the consciousness is not. The consciousness is day and night there, 24 hours there, 365 days there, all through the years here there. Panchadoshi says, Ma sabdo juga kalpeshu gata gammeshu anekada. Time comes, month comes, years come, age comes, but they are coming and going. Gata gammeshu anekada. But this consciousness is not that it was not there, it will arise. No udeti. Not that it was here, sun sets, the consciousness sets. No. No udeti, no astameti. That is the sambit consciousness, Swayam Prabha, self-effulgent. So that is eternally there. Consciousness never comes, goes. So that is to be practiced. I am not the body, not the mind. That is called Sravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. So we should be much more serious on practice to experience this. And that's why we read today's lecture was that who is fit for that we have to understand. Is my mind attached to the world 90%? Then I'm not fit for this study. But I can study, but my path will be to do selfless work now. But my mind is less attached to the world and less detached also. So middle, okay, pray to God, get blessings, and then move on, move on. A mind will say, that is, everything is God. What am I to give up? And then, not the body, not the mind, but I am the self. That will come. So it is a practice. It is lifelong dedication, lifelong commitment. So I think God bless us to have this.
2 more questions came, but do we have time?
Muma, what is the...
The last 2 questions. Shubhajit, sometimes we do something with utmost bhakti, and that gets destroyed in front of us. Will we be discouraged? And then Kamal asks about how to identify a guru whom we can follow. People are often deluded by fake gurus. What are the characteristics of a spiritually awakened person, and how to know that he is not faking it?
Yes, you read Swami Vivekananda's Bhakti Yoga. You can find it online, and there you see Swami Vivekananda has discussed about guru, who is a guru, what are the qualities. But before selection of your guru, you choose. You go shopping for things to get a good item. You go for this shop, that shop, and find who is a good guy, good guru, who is truthful, who is honest, who is pure in character, who has no motivation for money, wealth, or anything from you, name, fame. So to find such person. But they will be pure in heart. Their character should be extremely pure, God-dedicated person. So like that. And what is the other first question?
Question was about doing something with utmost bhakti.
Yeah.
Doing something with utmost bhakti, and that gets destroyed in front of us. Will we be discouraged?
Yeah.
Maybe that's not real bhakti.
I think, yes, if this bhakti comes, anything comes, we accept it. I love God and God has given me this misfortune, I accept it. I love God, God has given me some joy, I am thank God. That's the attitude of a devotee. Devotion is pure. Devotion is that I love God, and if God gives me this, it's His blessings. So I am okay with it. And we'll have to practice that genuine bhakti and pray. What it matters, everything in the life will be gone. Bhakti should not be giving us material benefit. Bhakti gives us spiritual benefit. Of course, we need some material things also. But that gain or loss is not the right question. Right question is that how much peace we gain inside. How much detached we can become by real love for God. Okay, thank you all. Closing chant. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sri Ram Krishna Arpanamastu. Thank you.